Hi, this is Dave Bayne, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Front Row. We're back again, bigger and better than ever, and I do emphasize bigger, and if you've been watching the show, you know what I mean by bigger. I'm here with my co-host, Amanda Mitchell. Our special guest today is going to be Marcus Johnson. But before we get started, we've been on a break. Amanda, how was your break? How was your holiday break?
It was excellent. How about you?
I didn't really do too much.
No?
What about you?
No travel? I went here and there, keeping it real. What about you, Marcus? Where have you been?
I played about 35 times between December 1st and the New Year's Eve.
Well, that's more than I can say that I had done, so.
Well, looking at the Facebook, Amanda, it looks like you had a good holiday. You were very active.
I sure did. Plus, I celebrated a birthday. One more year better, we'll say.
Oh, yes. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, definitely.
What about you, Marcus? Did you celebrate a birthday?
No, and I'm not looking forward to celebrating the next one either. So.
Well, let's jump right into it. Once again, I'm David Bayne, and this is The Front Row, and we're here with our special guest today, Marcus Johnson, who's a little bit of a celebrity in the D.C. area. He's really a jack of all trades. Plays keyboard, but after doing a little bit of chatting with him before the show, you're going to find out that he does a lot more than just play keyboards. So, Marcus, take it away. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into it.
Wow, a little bit about myself. Like I said, I work hard. I play a lot. Have a couple of companies. I've been putting out CDs. I just put out my 16th CD with our new, there's two after that.
Two after that?
With the new Flow Chill Volume 2. That's Volume 1 right there. And then we have our Flow Holiday CD, which we did with Coca-Cola and Giant Food Stores.
Are these it?
No, those are the other Flows. Yeah. We tried.
Yeah, I don't have them either. It's good.
Yeah, so doing that, I've been performing a little bit with a group from the area, Modern Thieves, having fun with them. And it's just been great, man. Just kind of flying while I can, doing whatever I want to do. Good thing about being, an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and before we get started, you can find Marcus at a lot of places. You can find him on the Facebook, you can find him on the MySpace, you can find him at 3keys.com, you can find him at myppk.com, and you can find him at marcusjohnsonmusic.com. And I've checked him out on all these sites, and you should check it out. He's a very talented guy, but as you're going to find out as the interview goes on, he does a lot more than play keyboards. But let's talk a little bit about your keyboard playing before we get into your other adventures. When did you first start playing piano?
I started really playing when I was 14. Going from the 9th grade to the 10th grade, there was a young lady that I wanted to write a song for. And her name is Jessica Riolano, and we went to Springbrook together. At the time, we were at White Oak, and I was like, I'm gonna write her a song. So I went home that summer, sat behind my cousin who played keyboards, and taught myself how to play. And I wrote her a song, went back, was like, here you go. Saw the big smile on her face, and I was like, And that's been the story of my life, figuring out what pushing the envelope of what I could do, realizing that it's possible, and then going, well, if I can do that, then, maybe I can do this.
So, like the rest of us, you started playing music just to get checks.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're doing a better job of it than I did. I have to do this TV show. You were actually an accomplished musician. Amanda, do you have any questions for Marcus?
And so you said when you first got on the keyboard, you taught yourself. Mm-hmm. And did you continue teaching yourself?
Yeah, pretty much all the way through high school. I didn't really take any lessons. Mm-hmm. There were times where I tried to study with folk, but it just didn't work because my brain, it's when you learn by ear and you learn through the ear-finger connection, it's hard to then try and actually read music. I had a very difficult time when I was in undergraduate school. I hated the music classes, but I loved the engineering classes. I loved the business classes. Mm-hmm. So, I just, to this day, I go in and teach myself different songs, different patterns. And now with YouTube, you can learn at your own pace. You can find out different licks. You can look over Chick Corea, put it in a computer, slow it down, and, see exactly what they're doing. So the world's open for you right now to do it on your own. I'm musically illiterate, which is now what I'm working on as well. So I'm just gonna swallow, as much as I can and go out there and make sure that I can.
Well, we talked to you for a couple minutes before the show, and I have trouble believing you're illiterate in anything. Don't quite believe that, and you're about to find out why.
Well, as we talked about before the show, Marcus, I can read music, and look at me, all I have is this show. I mean, I can't play, but I can read music. So I'd rather be able to play.
Hey, and look, I'm on your show, so I mean, hey, what do we say about that? You know what I mean? It all works together.
Yeah, I guess it does. It comes together. Now, you're more than a musician, though. I mean, getting to talk to you, I mean, I really, you plan for these interviews and the questions I'm going to ask you, and I feel like I want to throw my cards out the window because you're just so much more than a musician. I mean, what your aspirations and dreams and goals are was really fascinating to me, and it's like you're forming the Marcus Johnson brand, and with your Flow company. And why don't you talk to us a little bit about that? I found that really, really just interesting, and it just so much more than just talking about you playing the piano. Not to take away from your great piano playing, because I have listened to it and it's awesome. But let's talk about Marcus Johnson, the brand.
Well, I thought there were always limitations of Marcus Johnson, the brand, and meaning that you can only go so far. Oprah has done it all the way, the O, and I'm sure I could do M, or have the great initials of MJ. So you take that or leave it. But what we talked about a little bit was, in the beginning, I was trying to figure out in business school exactly how I could make something that people could buy again. Because once you buy a CD, they have it. They can listen to it again. They can experience it again. And so over the years, spending lots of money, getting great education, out in the real world of getting your butt whipped, you start to develop and understand that this is really about the people. And they were coming up, I saw that they liked wine, I saw they liked finer things, I saw they liked travel, I saw they liked health. And we had a brand that was originally going to be for lovers only, FLO. And I was like, I can't really brand that. Mm-hmm. So I sent an email to my company staff, and I was like, look, do you like For the Love Of better, or Flow for lovers only? It was unanimous. Everybody was like, we love For the Love Of. And I knew that's the way I was going to go, because we had to do it in a way that just expanded. So we started off with our Flow branded CDs. We partnered with Tarara Winery to do our Flow branded wine. That's the first batch that we put out. We had 2 reds and a white there. And we did our Flow Fest, which was a big concert at the vineyard, where we used these new technologies that are out there now to. We sold 7 times more pre-sale tickets than they've ever sold before. Their previous record was 100, and we actually ended up selling 700 pre-sale tickets from all over the world, from Helsinki, Finland, to Costa Mesa, California, and all the places in between. And really we started to say, okay, it's a lifestyle. And for me, I'm more than, as you say, a business guy. I'm more than a piano player. I consider myself like a jazz lifestyle personality. Mm-hmm. And I can keynote under that, because I can tell you the similarities in running a company as running a bandstand, or the similarities of, I don't know what it is to give birth, but I know what it is to actually start on a CD and go through the process and get it out. But the other thing that I wanted to do is do something where I could show other artists how to expand their brand, and the fact that you can make a lot of money being a quote-unquote local guy in a regular music scene. I mean, you can make a lot of money, more than most of the friends that I went to law school with, just being a quote-unquote lounge musician. And the idea is really looking at yourself and defining yourself through what you see when you look right in the mirror, and not somebody else's expectations.
So really what you're selling is a lifestyle. You're selling a lifestyle with your Flow products. You're selling a lifestyle, and your music is the soundtrack to that lifestyle. Is that fair to say?
Exactly. And it's just the beginning of it. I mean, you could say the music, I want our products, they will be the particular, it's almost like the cartridge for your particular thing that you need. So the music may be here, but then to enhance that, we may have the wine, or not may have, we will have the wine. And then for, if you like festivals, well, then you go out and you see this nice festival at Winty Vineyards, and 18-hole championship golf course, and we'll do a golf tournament, and then the Flow Fest, which, by the way, is going to promote what? Our wine and our music. And then, what else? The sky's the limit when you have created it and you have a brand such as, Flow for the Love Of.
And it's so funny, because when we talked about before the show started, listening to your music, I got that vibe from your music, but I couldn't put it into words until you and I talked. And once you describe to me your dreams and your ideas, it all comes together and it makes sense. When you listen to your CDs, it's just, it really nails it. And I think you've really nailed it with your music. And I like your enthusiasm and your ideas of what you want to do with your brand. Amanda, is there anything you'd like to say about that?
Well, like you said, you're just this trifecta of positive energy. And what advice do you have for musicians that are just starting out? How could they better brand themselves? Or
I mean, number one is to understand that it's never about us as musicians. I teach a class, and I've been an adjunct at Georgetown and at Bowie State universities, and I've spoken all over, and I tell people all the time, there's a catch-22, a big conundrum that artists face, because we do it for many times our passion, but a lot of times we do it for ego, and then a lot of times this is how we make money. But whenever you decide to become a business and make money, then it's not about you anymore. It's about your primary client, which may be the club or the retail outlet or the distributor or the record company, and then your final consumer, which is the person that actually pulls your product through the system. So are you thinking about them, or are you thinking about yourself? And you always have to. Now, the music may start and end with you, but do you think they're going to like it? I tell people, I ask them often, what business are musicians in? And they're like, oh, we're in the making money business. Yeah, okay, that explains everything, which means it explains nothing. We're in the music business. Yeah, that explains everything, which means it explains nothing. Yeah. What we're really in is the business of helping the end consumer get up in the morning, and if they had a bad day, making their morning better, making their drive to work better, making their day at work better, making their drive home better, making cooking dinner better, making enjoying dinner better, making after dinner and what may happen there better, dessert we'll call it, and then the whole thing the next day. And when you understand that it's about that, and it's not about, hey, I can play this scale, because there are millions of other people that can play it, and probably millions that can play it better than you. When you recognize that, and you understand that it is about the business and taking care of your consumer, you can have a lot of fun. And it's something I tell people, you can take it from music to business to personal relationships as well. If you just give that significant other with reciprocity, what they need and what they want and what they desire, and you care about it, I mean, imagine how relationships would be.
Right, it's all about perception. I was watching a couple of clips last week, and I noticed that during the release of one of your CDs, you actually hand wrote a note to all of your fans. Is that true? You sent out an email blast, and then you could see who opened it, and you hand wrote, took the time to write to your fans. I mean, that's huge. I don't know too many artists that are selling as many records as you are, hitting top 5 on the Billboard charts and writing handwritten notes to your fans.
Well, I'll tell you, the real funny thing is when I started, I got a new Mac because my PC couldn't work fast enough to get it done. But when I got my new Mac, I went on Facebook, and of course you see the birthdays in the corner. So part of my daily routine now is to get up and send people thank you video, or happy birthday videos. And they're like, did you really just send me a happy birthday video? Like, thanks, that's like incredible. Would you do it for my mom?
Sure.
She would love, okay,
They'll
no problem.
never forget you now.
And that's it. What separates you from everybody else? It's marketing differentiation, yes, but at the core of it is the fact that I always love the wow factor. I always want to, it's like bringing roses to your person, and that's the best, or besides the music, that's one of the kind of figurative roses that we can bring to our fans. We have the ability to touch them directly.
Right.
Why aren't we doing it more? Instead of just saying, well, now I don't have to, go to a studio anymore. I can make my records for me at home. Yeah, but you know what? If it's not for them, you're at home. You don't